beaming from Pacific Junction Hotel to Earth.
Yo, welcome to my summer lair. I'm your host, Sammy Yunan. I'm super excited. I have a writer and director from a sci-fi series today. Introduce yourselves and give us a little snapshot of what the vault is and how is it different than, like, say, Prince's vault.
Hi, I'm Sara, and I am the creator of The Vault. It's a story about a group of like ragtag kind of survivors, a couple civilians, a couple military people from all over that have survived this apocalyptic kind of event in the near future. And
2025, right?
Yeah, so it's not too far away. They're living together in this bunker underground, surviving that way by keeping their location secret and not kind of letting the outside world know, because in the beginning of the series we actually don't know what it is that happened and why they're there. So it's something that I guess kind of evolves as the series progresses. And one day they go out on this mission, because they do have to go out on these missions to try to get supplies because they are underground, things are limited. And they go out on this mission and they find this survivor, and their conscience is like, I need to bring this guy back. Like, here's somebody who we thought nobody could survive out here. This guy is alive. We've got to bring him back and see what the heck's going on. Like, how did he get, like, what's going on with him? So they bring him back, and then we get into the vault, and then the series kind of takes on from there.
All right. So there's a bunch of stuff going on. I want to start at the beginning. How did sci-fi kind of come into your life? What was the gateway drug or a book or a movie or a TV show, or what was the one that got you hooked in sci-fi?
I think I kind of loved sci-fi without knowing I loved sci-fi. So I remember as a kid, I really enjoyed reading a lot, and I would love the aspect of being able to create worlds in your head. So even though they're printed, you would imagine what they were like. And I think for me, that idea, and then I came to realize sci-fi is all about like these worlds that are not necessarily concrete. They can be whatever you want them to be. And so I just kind of really enjoyed the genre that way. And as a kid, like, I think one of the bigger ones that kind of stands out, because I think you get really you get impacted by what you see as a kid, I think, a lot more than as you get older. And one of the ones that I had seen was The Terminator.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So, and I remember watching The Fly. That one scared the shoot out of me.
It's okay.
But again, those are the ones that I kind of remember being a part of.
Mm-hmm. Did The Terminator scare you as well?
No, I don't know that it scared me as much as The Fly. Like, I think I really freaked out with The Fly because I felt, the part of it was like, I don't know, in my brain, that could be real. Like, you just never, like, there's a human, and I think with the Terminator, I didn't get scared that same way. I always saw like robot is not human, and it just kind of stayed separate.
Yeah,
for
the
me.
time traveling robot part does kind of like...
Yeah, I kind of like, I know that's not real, right?
Okay.
But it's like, here's this man, he goes into this thing and he comes out and, you know, and starts. So that to me kind of freaks me out. And I still get freaked out with certain sci-fi kind of things. Just recently I got, actually it was a couple years now, and I can't remember the name of the movie. I forget things very quickly. But it was that, was it the Apollo mission? The one that never came home or something?
Oh, Apollo 18 or that one?
Which one?
The Apollo 18?
Yes, that one. So I remember actually being freaked out that the fact that there were these things that were dropping, and I couldn't sleep that night. Like, I actually was. So there are certain things about certain movies sometimes that will get me and really, really freak me out.
So working on The Vault, then, are you trying to do more science fiction and less kind of horror? Because there are some scary moments a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think the idea for The Vault was to be horror-ish. It was more to be sci-fi than horror. Yeah.
But working as the director, do you get scared the same way? Because you know where everything is?
No, it's different. It's different because, like, I think when you're behind the scenes, the seeing of how everything is, the real, like, actually the concreteness of it is very different from what you get to see in the finished product, right? So I don't think any of what we did on the vault would have ever scared me. I was there, and I always knew I was in a safe space. Like, it's just my mind would never put the two together.
It's like sometimes when you see a movie too, like somebody will get shot or whatever, and there's all this blood and
and you jump, right? Like,
but then like the director, but on set though, the director will just call cut, and then the person gets up and gets lunch. Right, and they're still like bleeding all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. I think there was another one, even another thing that I worked on. I remember it had blood spatter and everything, and just seeing the makeup artist putting that stuff on, touching it, knowing how I don't know, there's something different about it doesn't scare you as much. I wonder though, if I were to do like something that's super horror, I might actually still freak out, right? Because you're still trying to get that vibe. So depending on how the actors are acting in a certain scene, you could actually I wonder if that would be my next experiment, probably.
Would it be location as well? Some of the locations in the vault are a little creepy.
Oh yeah, but again, we scouted them during daytime hours, and there was a bit of light in some of them. I think that the hallway that you see General Pierce walking through, that was in this old factory that even during the day it was very dark and cold. It was like they had no heating in that place because it used to be a factory that was completely used the entire building, and then I think they are only using a section of it, and if people want to come and like use other parts they can, but nobody is using other parts. So it was really, really cold. It was probably November, December, so daylight is very short, and it was dark and cold, but you have a whole crew of people there too. It's never as desolate, I guess, as it looks.
That's the big horror mistake, right?
Yeah.
When you go off on your own.
Yeah.
That's when you get the axe to the face.
Yeah.
So that's good.
So true.
So you're smart to go with a crew.
And having seen those spaces even before shooting, before the actual cast is there, also kind of helps because you get a sense of what that space is just on its own.
But you mentioned it's cold and it's dark. You were shooting in like winter.
Oh yes.
Yeah. How was that experience? Because that's
that was an experience that we do not want to do again.
Yeah, I could imagine.
So it was funny because when we started thinking about it, and we knew we wanted to do like a nuclear winter post-apocalyptic kind of thing, and the best way to do it would be during winter time when everything is dead, so you don't have to like pretend that things are dead. It's just snowy and dead anyways. So then we started shooting, and I remember one of that beginning scene of the snow falling and all of that one. That one was shot in like the worst snowstorm of that year. So
it looked bad.
A lot of people I remember on YouTube were commenting on the special effects of the snow looks great and whatever, and it was like, there were no special effects there. That was actually real. And then the worst part about it was that we were shooting for about an hour to 2 hours, I think, or probably a bit more, and then realized the camera hadn't actually recorded anything.
Wow.
So now we're fighting the 5 p.m. sunshine, and we're trying to get everything that we just did for 2 hours. Your hands are freezing and everything, and so we had to reshoot everything. The one positive, I guess, you can take away is you knew where the shots were that you needed to, you didn't have to go through that whole trying to figure out what you wanted, where you wanted it. It was kind of just do it all over again. But that was a really, really hard day for the cast that was there and for the crew for sure.
With something like this though, because there's a lot of special effects that you are using, and it's sci-fi, so it's a little bit more different than like say like if you're doing like a comedy or something in like My Wacky Roommate or something. How do you balance the story that you want to tell versus the budget? Because then the budget needs to go to the special effects and some of the you had a tank,
for sure. And a lot of the reason why this process even took so long, because we started thinking about it like 2011, and it's been, what are we now, 2019, is because of budget. And it's always hard, I think, with sci-fi. You don't want to make it look cheesy, I guess you could say, but you also need to account for you don't have a multi-million-dollar budget either. So I think for us, we tried hard to really do what we could on set. Like, so try to get a lot of the shots as close to what we wanted and try to minimize some of the special effects.
How did you get a tank? You actually had a real tank,
Yes,
right?
we did. That was a real tank. We knew these people, this museum that has tanks, and we talked to them and we asked them if we could go out there, and they said yeah. So.
Did you get to drive the tank?
No, and none of the cast or crew. I think they had to have their specialized people. Like, yeah, they wouldn't just let anybody. Can you imagine somebody would just take off with the tank and be like, "See you later"? Yeah, that would be pretty funny. But no, we had somebody from them who they had come and drive it for us.
Yeah, you mentioned the comments, and there's one of the comments is like, "This is a web series." People were surprised.
Yeah, a lot of people were wondering if it was like a film or something, and a lot of people have been giving us support to make it into a film, and of course that's what we would love to do, is to try to get all this like all these people excited about it, to probably the next one we do could be a film. It's just, again, having to get the support financially to be able to pull something like that.
Yeah, how many episodes are you hoping to do, or because right now you have 6 out, right?
Yeah, so there's 6 out. The first series will have 10, so we have 4 more to go.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully we're hoping to get them out soon. We've just been dealing with a couple of other things. Post is always one of those things where trying to get this, even just getting the special effects ready and everything. So, but hopefully April, the last 4 will come out.
How you've been finding the experience? Because you're just shooting, like, when you sit down to do a feature film, obviously, right? You're like, you get to have these moments, like you do scene by scene, whatever. These are very tight, like 6, 7, 10-minute like episodes. So does that put a bit of extra pressure on you to kind of like get in and out and like make it super tight?
So we actually shot it like a film. So even though it's being released episodically, like we actually, when we conceived of the notion and everything, we had to kind of, just for financial reasons too, to make the money work the best, we knew we had to shoot it a certain way. So we did shoot it like a film, in the sense that we shot it all when we needed to get all the outdoor shots. All of that was done at one time. It wasn't like we were shooting episode by episode. That would have been a lot harder, just even to maintain.
Yeah. So and how's the reception now? You've been kind of making the rounds a little bit with some festivals.
Yeah. So we've been actually doing really well in the festival circuit. We're really happy with that. I'm very proud. We just came back from, one of our cast came back from LA. There was a festival there. We were nominated for 6 nominations, and we actually won 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
High five.
Thanks.
Good job.
We won Audience Choice. That was actually a really good one, because to us that just means the audience is actually connecting with the story. So we won the Best Web Series Audience Choice, Best Director, and Best Actress. So yeah. I think in total now we've been accepted into 12 festivals. So that's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw, I think it was on your Instagram, there's a Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, that one just happened. So it was a 2-parter kind of thing. So they had one weekend in New York for a couple of days, and then the next weekend was in LA for a couple of days. And I don't think we won at that one, but we were an official selection.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was great. Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a festival.
Yeah, because it's
a really
like
cool writer.
it's a sci-fi. Yeah, it's totally sci-fi. And I think the one this weekend is also the Miami International Sci-Fi. So it's all just sci-fi stories. So it's cool that we're getting into ones that are like genre specific, and also the ones that are more broad, like Buenos Aires Web Fest or Rio or.
Yeah. So it seems then, like, from what you're saying and based on the festivals, this whole like web series is taken off, because I mean, the last couple of years we've seen a lot more articles on like podcasts and Serial and things like this, and people are still, like, the mainstream media is still kind of slow on picking up on web series and reviewing them and like that kind of. So this is growing then,
yeah,
right?
for sure. Like some of these web series things too, they've been around for 7, 8, 9 years. And when you go to them, you see so many series, and it's like, it's hard just to, how else do we get to see these web series, right? So it's just, again, trying to find your niche and trying to have people just spread the word. That's the one great thing about these festivals too, is they help just spread the word of that we're there, because there's so much content, but how do you get found?
And you're finding too that the science fiction nerds are really digging this, and when
Yeah, like we've gotten like there's a couple of really hardcore fans on our Twitter account that like totally promote us, totally interact with us, and that's really great. And these guys are some of them are from the US, some of them from Australia, and when we look at what they're doing, some of them are writers, some of them are photographers. They're not even all filmmakers. But they are a community. And as a community, they are totally like just spreading the word of others. And so it's really great. And then, in return, we do the same. Like when we see these post-apocalyptic sci-fi kind of things, and we try to spread the word as well.
Mm-hmm. You like that aspect too, the fact that once you put something up on like YouTube, it goes everywhere.
Yeah, there is something nice about the fact that people are seeing it. Like, as opposed to, like, if you were to make a film, unless you get massive marketing money to put it out in theater and to actually make waves, it's hard for your film to get seen. Like, and even looking, sometimes you get to Netflix, and although, okay, wow, you made it to Netflix, some of those movies you've never heard of out there unless you saw them out Netflix. Now, what about all those other movies that don't even get to go onto Netflix? And like where do you even get to see them? So the nice thing about these episodic web series kind of thing that you put on YouTube and you just promote it and you just know that you did something and people are out there watching.
Yeah, and you guys got funding from IPF.
Yeah.
So what does that mean to you for something like that, for like a production like yours?
Oh, that's like, we're so thankful and grateful to have gotten their funding, because that really helped make this a reality. Because there was some independent sponsors, and then their funding just kind of allowed for the project to even happen and for it to not just be on paper. Still.
What do you think that they saw that they were like, yep, we want to give this money? What was it? Was it the story? Was it the characters? Was it your skills?
I think a little bit of everything. I think it was just overall, they saw that it was a project that looked like it would resonate with people and that people would enjoy it and that people would watch it. And I think that's what they're there for, to try to promote stories that people will go out there and see.
All right. And what was the process like to cast everybody? Was that like, because did you have a certain sense of like the characters, or did you want the actors to kind of come in and help shape some of the characters as well?
So for casting, some of the people that we worked with were individuals that we had worked with before, that I had been in contact with, and I just thought that they would work well with the piece, so we asked them to audition for it, and then some of the other ones we put out just casting calls to try to see who would fit the role the best. And I think we were pretty good with allowing, here's your character, but sometimes people do bring their own thing to it, and it wouldn't be fair to stifle that if that made the character that much better. So as long as, I think a lot of our cast, they understood their character, they understood who they were meant to be, and they went with it.
Mm-hmm. Can you give us a snapshot of some of the characters involved in the vault?
Yeah, so there is our survivor, Hale, and he is a pilot, a military pilot. And then there was Amanda. She's the one who you find out had kids, and she wants to go back out there to get her. So she's a mom who's looking for her kids. There's General Pierce, who she's the strong, like kind of like no nonsense kind of military personnel there.
She's tough.
Yeah, she is, which is great. Like it's a nice, tough female character as well, which totally about promoting that, which you don't always get to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Hatch, who is also military, and he works with her. He's kind of like her right-hand man kind of thing. And then, there's Santos and McKinley. So those those two are, you can tell McKinley's kind of the more comedic kind of guy, and he's out there still having fun kind of, and Santos is the more serious, like, we live in a post-apocalyptic world, like, this is not fun, I just want to be home in the safety of our of our bunker, I don't like being out here, I just, so she's more risk adverse. And I think that's the main cast right now that we've seen. Yeah.
And you mentioned this is a dystopian. It's following a nuclear winter. You and I were talking about this off air. Like, is this going to be like a hopeful sci-fi story, or is it going to be...
I hope so. You'll have to find out in the next 4 episodes. But I don't think we want to make it anything that is too scary or not scary, but too
like
dark. We do hope to continue with the series, and you can find out more about everything and just expand the world. So kind of have to leave it at that.
One last question: why did you set it at 2025? Like you said, that's not too far away from. Was there certain things in the media, like Trump or something? Or
No,
what was
no. I don't think we went with any of that. Although maybe if we were to think about it, that actually could have been a good story for you right now. But I think we just wanted something that didn't feel like it was too far out there, but still felt like it wasn't today. Because if you look at like a lot of our sets and like costumes and everything, it's, kind of... It's what you would see now in a way, but...
it's not like jetpacks or something.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So if people want to see this, where can they go? What are your social handles?
So you can catch us on YouTube, of course, at the Vault web series. And then on Twitter, we're at Vault web series. And on Instagram, we're the Vault web series.
Okay. And the first 6 episodes are out. When you said the next few will be dropping?
Hopefully in April. So we're thinking the second week onwards of April.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sara, for coming in and hanging out and like talking sci-fi.
Thank you so much for having me.
That was fun, right?
Yeah.
Was it painless?
It wasn't as scary as I thought. It wasn't like The Fly.
Okay. See, there you go. That's the type of recommendation I should put on my website. Thank you. My name is Sammy Yunnan, and you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at My Pal Sammy. Thanks for listening.